All right, so today we are going to be working on this turn. This turn has been kind of a problem since it was first built. This part of the hill is really steep and you're coming in with a lot of speed from up there. So you have to shut it down, and then the way you make the turn is really tricky. Most people end up blowing out this little catch down here and then they blow out over there. So I think this whole turn just needs to be rethought out and just completely scrapped.
Okay, cool. Because we were gonna just try and shape it up better, but then we realized that it might actually be better to slow people down by sending them uphill and making the turn there than just trying to reshape something that probably the same thing's gonna happen to it. Because that strategy before, and then like now we're standing here and there's like a group of 6 all coming by at the same time. We're like, wow, that's a lot of people. I was gonna hang this up.
How's it going? Good.
Oh, not for me today.
So my thought is to, instead of having people turn down like this and make the hardest part of the turn at the bottom, what we can do is instead use the speed that people generate, redirect them uphill over here. We'll have to do a little clearing. Get the turning done right in this spot, and then send them back into the trail over there. So that way you're using the natural contour of the land to slow you down. When you're at your slowest point, you get your turning done, and so when you re-enter the trail, you don't have to do any turning, and it should set us up properly so people don't run into this again. Also, for what it's worth, the trails are open right now, so that's why I'm wearing a high-vis vest, and so isn't Haley, just to let people know that, hey, we're here, there's work being done. We also have put some flags and some caution signs up ahead to give people ample enough time to slow down before they get here so they don't, you know, crash or whatever. It's always risky working on the trail when it's live, because the last thing you want to do is injure somebody. Alright, so just went ahead and raked and cleared the main path for this. Looking pretty good. We've left the connecting piece down there intentionally leafed over, and then that entrance piece right there leafed over so people would not accidentally turn onto this trail right now. Once we're done working on this, we're going to cover the old trail. Yep. So these tools are cheap, but they're actually really good for pulling the topsoil out of the dirt like this. So a lot of people would say, why don't you get a road hoe? And yeah, I do like road hoes. These actually are kind of nice to use because they're lightweight. You don't have a whole bunch of material at the end of this like a road hoe. So if you're using, or if you're building for a while, it's kind of nice to have light tools because it doesn't tire you out as quickly. We're connecting it to the trail finally. So we have a bunch of signs letting people know that, hey, watch out, trail's being worked on, and some people still somehow miss those signs. Eventually we'll just close this off, but we're gonna keep it open for the time being. The most annoying part about benching is all these stupid little roots that are left.
Yeah.
I want to just take a flamethrower and it's always interesting as you dig down into this dirt. So right here you have like the topsoil, which is all this organic stuff. You go down, you have some more of this sandy stuff. And then below that we have this, and it's kind of like clay, it's more rocky. This stuff's beautiful.
Look at my snowball. Oh, it's good dirt right
Yeah,
there.
this in New England is some of the best building material. Alright, so we're pretty much done packing the lip and the landing. Just need to do a little bit more refinement up here. I forgot that we still have to make this turn berm. We don't really have to do a whole lot right here. It's just I wanted to add a little bit of support like right around here to help point people down there. But once we have that roughed in, I'm not really worried about packing that in because that'll pack in naturally. So I guess we fix up this section. A little soft.
You went far though. I think once it rides in.
Fresh tracks.
That's gonna be fun.
You think you'll have enough speed once it hardens up?
There's a good roller, like above the bridge, and one in here. I think it's gonna be close.
Okay. I can always make it smaller if need be, but we'll leave it as is for a bit.
Oh no, it's fun to have one stick.
All right, one of the last things we like to do when we're building trail is to take the leaves that we raked off and pull them back to nicely define the edge of the trail. That way it looks better, but also kind of gives people a good idea of where to look. So I think this is gonna need a little bit more refinement once we're done with this, but for how much work we've put into it today and how hungry I am, I don't know how much more energy I have. So I'm gonna go ahead and start to close off the old trail. Yeah. It's gonna be a little bit soft.
Ooh, it's sticky though.
Yeah.
No, it's good and sticky. Thank you.
Yeah. First tracks. So there's this rock on the outside. I think it'd be a shame not to use it. So I think we're gonna try to put a little bit of dirt up onto it and have like a little bit of like a rollover, just as a little extra credit feature. Alright, let's check out what we did. So, hopefully the light's alright. We used to come in here and then right at this tree, we would veer left and there's a little twig sticking up. We would hook around that and then into the low line. But people were blowing that terrain out, so instead we're now sending them up here. We built a little bit of a step up. This is probably about 8 feet long, and the idea is that they'll lose their speed coming up here, and then do most of their turning there. We also built a little bit of an extra credit line, though I don't think that's very good dirt and didn't pack that well, so we'll have to come back to this later. So they'll get most of their turning done when they're going slow, and then once they're done turning, they can then regroup into the trail. Some lines will probably get burnt into this pretty soon. This is a little bit off camber right now, but it'll be fine. And then right here, that's where the old trail used to dump in and people would blow it out right down there. Now there should be no problem at all, but we'll have to see how it plays out, and once people get some tire tracks on this. Whew. channel is going to be a little bit different than my other channel. This channel is all about building and all that kind of stuff. As always, my name is Phil Metz. Thanks for building with me today, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.